All right, what's up, guys? Back again with another breakdown. Um, so this time, let's do the breakdown of today's buy. All right. So this morning, when we opened our charts, um, price quite just broke down that major trend line. So started from that high right there. So the all-time high, which is 3,500, and then typical trend line, third touch here, kind of a false breakout right there. Then went and retouched it, and then price kind of stayed in that triangle, all right? And finally, price decided to break out. We've had a close above, and since we've had already the false breakout right there, uh, it's pretty rare that we will see two fake out of a trend line. So if there's one, usually the next time we close well above it in this case, it's gonna be the breakout. All right. Um, so it was either price would once again touch the trend line and then go down and break probably this one, or we get the breakout. So once the breakout was confirmed, let's say about right after this candle on the 15 minutes, since this one was pretty too much close to the trend line, we could say, all right, price as breaking out of the major downside trend line. The bias today, with everything's going on in the world, with the Iran situation, the bias will be gold up. All right, uh, pretty easy, simply because the technicals are pointing towards that, and the fundamentals are pointing toward that too. So now, once we have our bias, still we can put our shorts zones. Um, so let's start with that. I had this fib right there, so kind of a big fib. Then we've had the smaller one, so around right here. So that was our fib. Now zones for short were those. So we've had the 88, of course. Then the 61, I think it was around there. So 61, something like that. And then fat 88 right here. So those were the short zone. And then for buy zones, then we had to wait for uh, some kind of move down. All right, so let's jump on the 5 minutes so we can see better. Now this was some type of fake out of that. um, I didn't took the short right there. I was really waiting to short that level because I wanted price to simply wipe out everyone that were shorting there. um, but price decided to go down from there. So now that price has been going down, I had two levels of buys and then another one like right here. So the thing I did was on the 5 minutes I had this fib, and I even added the small one from this low, so from there to there. And then what do you have? Well, you have the 61 correlated with the 5 minutes EMA and MA 200. So this was a good zone since well, we've had the retest of that level right there, which gave some pips, um, but no structure to enter the trade. All right. Um, so I had this zone, and then a little bit lower we had the 88 plus retest of that big downside trend line that was just broken, and further down I had this zone right here. um, so now I took a small loss of 20 pips when price decided to finally go back down to retest around that area right here. So once we've had a little rejection of that, I decided to enter on the 200 EMA with a small stop loss of like 23 pips right there. I got stopped out in like 3 seconds, so it was super quick. A bit aggressive, but since I saw those two massive wicks on the upside, I thought this was worth a try with the 61 and the retest of the moving average. And then I got stopped out, right? It's a good loss in my opinion. Now, because we've had those massive wicks right there, probably a lot of people were buying there like me with their stop losses around there. So what did price did? What did price do? Sorry. We went and broke down to break that to get the more stop losses possible and sniped that 88 plus trend line, right? Now, once price rejected that 88 and closed above right there, usually since this level was super close to that one and that one rejected super quickly, it was most likely a liquidity grab from that level. So that good level was a liquidity grab from that level. So odds were that price would reverse super quickly. All right, usually these types of moves don't give super clean structures, for example like this one where we got like some type of rejection, manipulation, then retest, then go up. It's more likely to just react and then go up, and then boom. So what I did was simply once price rejected that, then open a new candle. Then I saw that we rejected once again that without even going back there. I think around here, around like 32.90. So around there, I went in, stop loss below that. So it was like a 33 pips stop loss. And then my first take profit, was the 61 short right there. So for a take profit of like 160 pips, which is still a pretty good risk to reward ratio, which the trade worked actually. I think a couple of people in the group took it. So around the 61 right there, I decided to close 4 lots out of my 7.5. So I now have 3.5 lots still in. Then second take profit was around here. Now I thought that this level, well, first of all, didn't provide any structure on the 88, but we kind of faked out that level right there. But I didn't like the timing that much, so I took it on one of my funded after we've had the 2 wicks on the 5 minutes, which was these ones right there. So I got in with stop loss above that high right there. So on the 5 minutes after those 2 close, I entered right there, stop loss above that, and then got stopped out at break even. Didn't mention it in the chat because that was not that good of a trade, but I didn't took it on my live account, but took it on one of my funded accounts. And then price decided to do his thing, kind of wick everyone. I had no interest into entering any buys or any short at that level anymore, simply because, well, first of all, I don't trade the PM session, but I felt like this was just too easy of a level to execute on it. Also, the timing wasn't right. At around that time of the day, volume gets weird, gets low, and then moves, usually breaks those types of easy trade, double top, typical retail trader setup. So I didn't want to take it. And then we've had our third take profit, which was the 88. Unfortunately, we did not have it. Sorry for my English. Take profit 3 was not it yet. So price went up. went up, and then a couple of pips before my last take profit, price reversed, and right now, well, we are retesting that level. If the structure is good and you trade the London session, buys at those levels could be good. If not, maybe around here. So let's do a quick analysis while we are there. So right now, you'd have this fib right there, which the 61 was great, and then got broke down on the downside. I'm probably almost sure that this is just a liquidity grab of everyone that bought around there, and price will continue up. But if price doesn't move up from here and wants to go further down, well, first of all, you add the retest of that plus the 61. So this was a good zone actually on the 5 minutes if you were to take it. And then maybe even the 88 is not a bad level. And if you want a bigger fib, then you can, well, there's a lot actually, but the best fib I think it would be this one, or well, probably this one, since we are reacting on the 38 right now. And then the 61 with the retest of the 2 moving average would be a good one. Also kind of a small level, pretty hard to see, but there's a lot of wicks around that level. Every time we are touching it, there's some type of liquidity being taken out or in of the market. So if you want to trade tonight, that 61 and that 38 would be my key level of interest. After that, this one would be good too. So all retest of last highs are probably a good buys for a continuation up to the last TP, which would be around 33.70. So around that level. But I'm not trading the London session tonight. I rarely do. So if you do, trade safe. And yeah, have a good night.